Yes, here we are. My 5-year-old is still sick, so uh, the good news is I think we have all the resources available to us that we won't be slowed down at all. I want to go over quickly what the expectations are for the week, so you do appreciate that you do need to make time, or I'm sorry, make good use of your time here. So the first thing I have for today is add a short description to the altered photo. Yeah, I know I said you didn't need an artist statement, and many of you don't. Some of you do. So what's unclear is what exactly you did. Some of them it's super obvious what you did. Some of them it's subtle. Like I know, like this was just a brightening, which it looks really natural, which is good, and it does work. But I wouldn't have known that necessarily if I didn't talk to you ahead of time. Other ones like this, I don't know what you did. Maybe you lightened and darkened things. It looks good, but I don't know that. Still, others have some issues with file formats, and again, I'll remind you, you need to use a photograph that you took, not necessarily the light photo, but a photograph that you took for this assignment. So I'd like you just in the description section to tell me what your process was. What did you change? How did it improve it? Simple enough. I'm going to hold off on grading these until those are all done, which theoretically should be, let's see, I'll grade those Tuesday. Which helps the people that didn't turn this in yet out quite a bit because I do not have everyone's turned in here. Next, let's go back to Canvas, introduce typography videos. So if we look at the document with everything on it and we go to the typography unit, we have these two videos that I want you to watch today. The first one is the basics of typography. It's a quick overview, not too long. You know, I'll start off by saying typography is the use of fonts in design. You probably have not put a lot of thought into it. You don't notice it, you don't think about it, and that's good. That's a sign of good typography is like you just absorb it and it has its effect and you don't ever think about it. This video is going to make you think about it. The following video, here we go. Is getting into what we're going to ultimately doing and talking about pairing different fonts. So when we think about what's an appropriate font, oh, please stop, an appropriate font to use, very rarely is it just a couple words that we're using. Often there's different phrases and information that we want to work with and have different weights to them. And that's what our project's going to ultimately be. I guess I can skip on back to looking down here, you know, tomorrow, when hopefully I am there, I'll go over a little bit more detail and give us some practice in pairing different fonts. And then we'll do a kind of in-process critique of where you've gotten on pairing fonts. And then work time for Friday. Friday, the project that I'll introduce on Wednesday is due. I have not extended the timeline for this at all. I'm sticking with it. If you're using your time wisely, it's no problem at all. The last thing that I want you to do today, so it says explore typography games. They are linked right here. The more you know about typography, the more fun these are. Like genuinely, some of these are really good. Type War is a little tricky if you don't know a lot of different fonts, which you probably don't. You know, like, is this Times New Roman right here? I would cross my fingers that just by how common that is, you do know that that's not Times New Roman. It gets a lot harder. I wouldn't start with this. This one's an easy one, and it's fun, though. I shot the serif pun. You're looking for the serif and non-serif fonts. Type connection. Okay. This one is about pairing fonts. If you play one game, this is the game to learn most about what we're going to be doing. This one's solid. It's not that hard. The more you read about the information, the more you will learn. Yep. That's about being a type. Cheese or font is about being a nerd, either about food or about fonts or both. I don't really recommend it. This has a really annoying sound to it, but it's about the rag or like the edge of the lines. Not really relevant for what we're doing. This one I love a bunch. So you're going to learn about kerning, which is the space between these letters, and fixing it and being very detailed and picky about it is how you score well. This was a fun one. I like that. Rather difficult font game is what it sounds like. This one, you're tweaking the shape and text. You'll learn quite a bit. It's also fun. And okay, that's it. So my favorites are definitely kern type, and the most effective and doable is type connection for sure. All right, so those are the things that I want you to get done today. Tomorrow, we're going to lay out a little bit more and kind of review for typography and practice pairing. Then we'll talk about what we're going to do with this new knowledge. Typography is one of those things that anyone can do it, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to do it really poorly. When we pick fonts for the yearbook, it's not just like, oh, the default font. No, we think about compare dozens of different fonts and typefaces every year. And that process alone takes about 2 weeks. So my degree of pickiness and understanding of typography is coming from that perspective. So do not kind of skip over all these explanations and think you're going to just pick a font and I'm not going to tear it apart. Like, that's why I'm giving you time here. That's why there's an in-process critique for us to learn, because I know we don't have a lot of experience with that. But if you're wasting your time, it will show. It will show on Friday. This is a short, fairly concise project compared to the other ones we have done, and even shorter than the ones we will be doing moving forward. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's super easy. All right. I've given you the week layout, what you're to be doing today. If you have questions, you can message me. If I don't message you back, it's because it's not a big deal and we'll deal with it when I'm back in class. So there's that. All right. Good luck. Make good use of your time.